Hello, Gigs here. So, I've decided that I'm going to do a little bit of recording. Don't know how this is going to turn out, but I thought I'd do a little bit of show and tell on Snapshot 1.140 50A something or other. Who knows, it'll be one of those numbers, but it's the last snapshot that's being released before the holidays, so there won't be any more till after the Christmas holidays have been done. So this is a village that is fairly close to the spawn area. I didn't walk very far in order to get to it. And oops, hello Mr. Villager. And if you look over there, we also have a mansion which is super close, which is going to be fun for later on. As you can see, I've got no gear really. A lovely wooden pickaxe, so it wouldn't be a good idea to take on a mansion at this point in time. So as you can see, this is one of the new villages. This is a plains biome village. It's actually a very small one. It's a little bit spread out, but it's still only got a couple of houses and it's only got a couple of villages in it, but it'll do for a start. So as you can see, our villages are very different. This guy, looking at his hat, and it looks like he's got maybe some shears on his belt there. He's probably a shepherd. Yep, and there we go, so he's a shepherd. You're not much good to me, although there are sheep around. So a lot of these villages now, you can see that they've all been fancied up a little bit. We've got the stripped logs mixed in with the cobble, a little bit of mossy cobble in there just to make them look a little bit more greeny. A lot of them come with beds, which is absolutely fantastic, especially seeing the sun's going down over there and I will need to sleep in a bed. Who do we have down here? Is this another shepherd? He is indeed. I think I saw a farmer floating around. Oops. Farmers are easy to spot now because they have these lovely straw hats, which kind of makes them very farmy type. Needs to take over the gardens. Now a lot of what you'll see also in 1.4 is a whole heap of new textures. They've revamped the textures. That includes things like your crops, things like your carrots. You'll know that they've come to their full growth stage because they go bright orange. Oops, I better go. Oops, and well, while that nitwit has a bit of a dirty bottom part of his coat, he's still got a green jacket, so we know that he's a nitwit. Oops. Well, excuse me. Get away, get away, get out. Thank you very much. So yeah, so lots of new textures. You'll see that different stones have different, or different blocks have different textures to them. Cobble's had it, as you can see, he's had a bit of a makeover. Dorite's had a bit of a makeover, all those sorts of ones there. We have a lovely new flower in the game, which is the cornflower. So that's what that one there is, and this will probably be a fisherman's area because he's got his water in there where he can put his fish. These are a wonderful new addition. These are barrels, so they're a new type of storage apart from chests. Now the great thing about these barrels, so I don't know why I left the area, is I can pop a block on top of it. Now if I have a chest and I pop that down and I put a block over it, as you know, I can't open the chest. But barrels, ta-da, you can. Now, with barrels though, however, they don't link together. So if I get a barrel and I go and plonk it next to one of these ones out here, as you can see, all it did was go sideways. It didn't actually connect to it, and they are two separate barrels. These are wonderful, another way of having storage, and quite decorative storage at that. These are craftable. I'm not quite sure, can't remember how you craft them, but they are craftable. We might look at that at another time. So that is pretty much it for this little tiny village. Not an awful lot. See, they do nice little pretty decorations like planter boxes and stuff like that. That was our shepherd going up over the top there. Did we go into here? Just a bed. This is actually a very boring village compared to some villages. Some of the villages you get a lot more chests. So previously the only chests you ever got in villages tend to be in blacksmiths. I'm not even lucky enough to have a blacksmith in here. But the new villages, if you get a bigger village than this tiny little one, then you will find little chests that might have armor or bits and pieces, food, etc. that's going to help you out. So with these little snapshots, I'm not going to bore you by showing you when I need to mine and stuff like this. I am playing it in a survival style mode, so while I've got access to go into creative if I need to for anything, which I may do to enable to find enough for the different types of villages in order to show you the variations to TP about, but that's probably about all I'll do. The rest of it I quite like to take the survival aspect. It adds a little bit more fun to the game. So I should be careful because I don't have further falling boots on and I'm likely to fall down the hole. So this is an example of some of the differences in plants. So as you can see there, the carrot's nice, bright and orange there as it's gone to full growth. And here we have wheat that's at full growth. So you can see there's quite a big difference between the not ready and the ready wheat. Which is good, because a lot of the time in the current textures, I do tend to pick it when it's about this high and then I get myself into trouble. I probably should be really careful close to this trees because I'm likely to get mobs to spawn, and because we're in a snapshot we don't have hacks and therefore I can't see any mobs that might be hiding behind trees and waiting to get me. Yep, that's our shepherd. So it's going to take a little while to get used to the different villages and how they look, but I actually think they're a lot easier to pick. You know, you can see straight away the farmer, wherever he's gone, that he was a farmer. We just need to get used to what each of these guys are. All their jackets should hopefully be the same. Hopefully all their jackets will be different so that they're not all the same, and therefore we can pick them all out. Really tempting to go over to that mansion, but I know I'll die, so that would be a really, really bad thing. So yeah, so we've got the Ruth Forest, we've got a little village here. Now also in 1.4 we get an awful lot of new blocks, which is things like turning granite, iron, and coal. I won't go in here just yet. But it's things like granite which we can now make into fences similar to the current cobble fences that we get. You can also make stairs and half slabs. So that's for andesite, diorite and granite, which is perfect. Also end stone you can also turn into half slabs and stairs as well, so there's quite a few different ones now that give you a bit more variety. For those of you that don't like diorite, and I know there's a lot of people that just really hate it with a passion, it has had a texture change. I don't know if I saw any just while we were peeking in this cave. Please don't have any mobs in here because we really don't want to die. Oops, here we go. So it's actually, you can see it's quite a significant change there. I know it still kind of looks that dirty bird poopy style, but it's nowhere near as dramatic, and it's actually got quite a nice, nicer look to it. And it actually makes really nice stairs, which is a nice alternative if you don't always want to go just the plain white of quartz. Which, I mean, quartz is fantastic, and you know we've been using those as our stairs as a backup when we don't have anything else that'll match the colours, like if you're not wanting to use wood, which can be a bit of a rustic look on any build, especially if you're using some of the more modern blocks like concrete and stuff like that. But the diorite does give you sort of this additional option of a less colourful option. Oops, I do have a crafting bench, that's fantastic. This is very close to spawn. I didn't have to walk very far, but I did have to walk a little distance. The village that was close to spawn had a pillager outpost right in the middle of it, so I had to sort of walk a little bit further to find a village that wasn't going to get me killed within the first 5 minutes walking over there. So you can see the Dorite wall if you're wanting to make that. Otherwise we have our stairs, which is definitely, I think, a lovely alternative for building. So again, not the most beautiful block, but I think if you combine that with other blocks, and especially, again, your concretes and terracottas and things like that, it just gives you another dimension other than quartz. So I think I have natted on for long enough. I will do some mining of screens so that I can get some armor and some extra tools and food, and then that way we can go and we can explore some more villages. In fact, I may even, once I've got iron armor, attempt to take on Mr. Mansion over there and see what hilarity ensues as I die to the mobs. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Bye.